The next speaker, great guy. I took the how many of you are CDPE agents? So you know what I'm talking about. So I took the CDPE program, the Certified Distressed Property Expert program in Duluth, Georgia in 2012, let's call it, maybe 2011. Got introduced to a gentleman, Jeff Firnstahl. He was my 2-day CDPE instructor. He was so giving. He was so willing to share. He was given all kinds of tips and things from his business. And Jeff really, in my opinion, single-handedly helped me have a much better end of the recession that I would have had I not met him. So he really made a big difference in my life, and I think you have a great opportunity to be able to hear directly from Jeff Firnstahl, my friend.
Your feet, on your feet, come on, put your hands together, come on, you're cheering, little energy. How you doing? Wow. Thank you so much. You know what? I don't like to take a chance. Wait till the end. Let's get this out of the way right away. And you got it on film. I got a standing ovation. The real reason, yeah, it's a little self-serving, isn't it? Here's the deal. Here's why I did that. You ready? That's exactly how your people will feel when you provide them with exceptional customer service, right? Exceptional customer service. Because that's the only thing we have in this game. If you think about it, who owns the property? They do. They own the property. It's theirs. Car dealers have to buy the cars. Clothing people have to buy the clothes. They own the product. What do we bring to the table? A high level of customer service. So when we can provide that, thank you. And I'm looking, see, they just took this picture of me about 10 minutes ago. So I just want you to know I have more than one sport coat, just so you know that. So customer service. What has happened to customer service? I make a big deal out of it. I just love to let the community know. I love to let the people in my neighborhood know that we are all about customer service. That's what we're all about. We put it on the back of our moving vans. We have our client care coordinators there. We want to let people know that that's what we're into. So I ask you, who is your competition? Who is it? There's a clue up there. Was your competition, is it the real estate agent down the street? Right? But it wouldn't be the guy down the street, would it? Because if that's the deal, I think what we're doing is we're keeping the bar kind of low. Don't you think? All being said, I think that your competition is anybody your client has come into contact with that has provided exceptional customer service. Who could that be? Can we compete with Walt Disney World? Why not, right? Compete with the very best. When they wake you up in the morning, they go, it's another great day at Walt Disney World for the Firnstahl family. Enjoy, and it might even be Goofy's voice, right? But there's always something special. There's always something special that they're doing. The doors are always open. You never have a closed door. You can find all sorts of clues at the company that provides the greatest service in the world. How about the Ritz-Carlton? You ever stay at the Ritz-Carlton? I'm telling you. Do they know your name? How do they know your name? I'm going to the bathroom like this. I think there's a sticker on my back with my name on it. It's got to be Jeff. It's got to be Mr. Firnstahl. How do they know? Because they pay special attention. That's how they know. They are so into customer service that they just want you to go, oh my gosh. I'm having breakfast there. We get seated, my wife and I, at the Ritz-Carlton, and all of a sudden someone comes by and they go, Mr. Firnstahl, how is everything with your meal? I'm going, how did they know? I don't even know how they knew it was me. They just do. So I think if we pay special attention to who our people are, who we're working with, it's going to make a big difference in how if I can get this button to work here, there we go. So, now, I've stayed, just like many of you, at many, many hotels over the years. How many times does a hotel sends you a survey? How many times? I don't know. Maybe we'll see one from here when we leave. I don't know. But you know what? Every time I stay at the Ritz-Carlton, probably, right, one of the finest hotels, would that be true? Guess what? They want to know, right? They want to know. How did we do? How did we do? See, the rest of them can't be bothered, right? They can't be bothered. But the Ritz wants to know. So I think if we can model our business after these types of companies, our clientele is going to feel it. And when they feel that and they feel special and they feel like you care about them, you care about who they are, I'm telling you something, that's where the Disney magic happens. That's where the magic happens for your business. So to keep ahead of our competition, we need to be thinking about how to improve our level of service every single day. Don't ever back off for a minute. Level of service. So client care coordinator. So there you're looking at Alexis. She's one of my client care coordinators. What do you notice? I mean, do you notice the logo wear? See, she's in character. Just like Disney, the cast members are in character. She's in character. And when my team members are in the office, that's how they look. They wear their attire so that when people come in, they feel like they're working with a company that maybe has a little bit together on customer service and providing that image. So I think that that's such an important thing. And when I talk about Alexis, she was my backup client care coordinator. She's my backup. So I have a full-time, I had Alexis. So here's a pearl for you. Client care coordinators. I always have someone from the local high school. Always. Paying them $12 an hour, $13 an hour? She was from the local high school. I've had them for 20 years. She finished 4th in the country for business administrative. 4th in the country. She's brilliant. Brilliant. So that when my full-time one ended up to leave after 12 years, she stepped right into that spot, and now we've pulled in somebody else. So high schools, get a relationship with the person at the high school. These kids get off at 1 o'clock to go pursue work that they find interesting. I'm telling you something, it's one of the biggest pearls because they're absolutely brilliant. Unbelievable what they can do. So if you look at that phone, it says on there, it's my pleasure, it was my pleasure. So it's a my pleasure attitude. Where do you get that from? Right? You get that from the Ritz-Carlton. It's my pleasure. You get that from Disney World. It's my pleasure. You get that from the bigger organizations, the big news networks. It's my pleasure. It's not, sure, you bet, okay, right? When my daughters worked their way through high school and they were working for tips, as they're working through high school, their tips are typically 2 to 3 times what other people that they were serving with made. And the reason that was very simple. If someone said, could I get another Coke? They wouldn't go, sure. They'd go, it's my pleasure. So whenever you call Team Firnstahl, whenever you call in, give it a try. You'll always get the my pleasure attitude because it puts us at that level of competing in service. It puts us at the very, very top. It's my pleasure. I was once speaking on the East Coast for a couple days, doing a CDPE thing, and I was having breakfast, and the server said, no problem. Sure. No problem. I said to her, listen, how would you like to triple your tips? She looked at me, and I said, there's no risk. There's no risk. I said, no risk. I said, if every time someone asks you for something and you say my pleasure while I'm here, I'll put another $1 on your tip. Would that be okay? She went, sure. I said, you just missed $1. Just that easy. So I came back the next day to have breakfast again because I eat every day. And she said, my tips were considerably more. And she said, thank you. And that was just a quick little deal. So it's how we answer our phone. It's another great day at Team Firnstahl with Keller Williams Classic. This is Kelsey or Alexis speaking. How may we assist you? Right? Because what does help mean? It means you're in trouble. So when I went up to the desk here last night, I forgot my toothbrush. right? So I walked up and said, she looked at me, she said, how may I assist you? And I went, wow, see, they're trained. So why do we say help? And why don't we answer the phone like the pros do, like the very, very top people in the business? Something, so that is so easy to do. But what's wrong with things that are easy to do? What's wrong with these? It's also easy not to do. So there you go. Justin's coming into our office. See, you guys, this is so easy, it's almost criminal. Justin's coming in. Guess what Justin likes to do? He's a soccer player, right? He plays soccer. So what do? We watermark a soccer ball behind his name. And I'll tell you something, as simple as that is, they just are blown away because you know why? Because we listened to who they were. We listened to that they like soccer. You guys, this is so simple. Some of you guys are going, it's really simple. But I tell you what, it makes a big impression. So there's my client care team. Now that's about 5 years old. No, it's actually probably 8 years old. But what I want to point that out is that they're all in character. We've always followed with that. But I want to let you know that these were high school students. She's a doctor today. She's a school teacher. And the other one is an architect. I mean, they came from high school. Okay? So I just want you to know where you can find people that'll do amazing things for you. Team systems, the DISC profile. I'm not going to spend much time on the DISC profile because I'm not best qualified to teach it, but I can tell you this. We use it at Workman Success, and you have a link to make sure that your buyer's agent's got the right DISC profile, that your client care has the right DISC profile. We have it, right? Has anybody ever thought of turning that around and actually giving our clients on a listing presentation or our clients on a buyer's presentation and say, hey, how about just filling out this form? Because what we want to do is deliver service the way you want the service. So they fill it out, and in just a minute or two, I know what their personality profile is. Now, I can deliver the service the way they want it. Jamie came into my office once and she said, oh, that Mr. Arndt, but he just chewed my tail off. Just chewed me. He just gave it to me. Yeah, Jamie's an S personality, by the way. But I said, well, what did you do? She said, well, I told Mr. Arndt where the showings came from, where the ads were being put in, where everything was being done. And I said, look at the file, Jamie. What's his personality profile? What is he? And she looks and she goes, well, he's a D. That's what the D means up there. I said, you just made him mad. He just made him mad. He just wants to know if he's winning or losing. That's all he wants to know. He owns 3 car dealerships, right? He just wants to know if he's winning or losing. So how we treat our people, right? If we can treat our people the way they want to be treated, that's when all the magic happens. All the magic happens. The new listing plan, once again, part of the systems that a good team has. And in our AMP program, you've got access to how all those systems are put together, all the videos, all the support. But anything we do more than once needs to be part of a system, so nothing ever gets missed. I'm going quick here. Service standards questionnaire. Every 30 days, people, every 30 days, we weigh the baby, right? I mean, how long would you mothers in the room wait to weigh your baby? Would you wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks? You say, I got to know. I got to know if this child's winning or losing, gaining or losing, I have to know. Why not the same way with our clients? We do satisfaction surveys. How about if we know every 30 days how we're doing so that we can make mid-course corrections, Find out, well, you know what? They come back sometimes, they say, we'd like to be able to talk to Jeff a little bit. So then Jeff gets on the phone and makes the phone call, but I wouldn't have known. And what a great thing to use on your listing presentations. You take that on a listing presentation and say, we need to know how we're doing, right? We're so concerned about your happiness that we're going to ask you every 30 days in a transaction and then show them some that are completed. A great listing tool. Satisfaction surveys. You know what? I won't spend much time on that, but we all do them. Do your satisfaction surveys, get the quotes, and use them in your marketing. We have this sign at our front desk. Always want them to know that if we receive anything less than a 10, we want to know. My favorite things form is a form that's filled out. This is used to create amazing customer experiences. How do you think we know Justin likes soccer? How do you think we know where they like to eat? What football team? How do you know what gifts to give them? This My Favorite Things form, and we just tell them, listen, if you want to fill this out, it just helps us get to know you better. And then that information goes into Top Producer in the notes section so that when you're talking to a client, you pop it open, you say, you know what, she loves flowers. You might talk about that. You might talk about the sports teams that they like. My Favorite Things. There's one filled out. Now, I made Verl that, right? That 10 scrolls. Did I touch his heart? I touched his heart. And so part of what our team's doing, it's called giftology. Okay, they're reading books on it. It's to find stuff that you can give your clients that will touch their heart. So I turned this rolling pin last week out of maple and purple heart, and I'm giving that, or I think Kareen's passing it out while I'm gone here, to someone that loves to bake pies that we closed on their house for. She's a pie baker. So we did the roll. I'm just trying to figure out how to put my imprint on there so when she makes the pies, my imprint goes on each pie, but I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So anyway, giving gifts back to your people that have special meaning. This was something that I did a couple weeks earlier. We sold a house to these people. We've sold several houses to them, several referrals from them because we really care about our people, like you guys do too. I know you all do. But pay special attention. This river house was such a big deal to them, such a huge thing, something they fought for a long time. She finally got it, so I made her that. It's about this big by this big, right? Hey, it's already hanging in her entryway. Do you think that's going to get talked about? Do you think I touched her heart? Find gifts that touch their heart. The things that you can do that are very, very special. About your home. How much time do I have? 20 minutes? Because you each put up 10. Okay, so about your home. Things that you love. See, once again, we're getting stuff from them. From them. What do they think about their home? Right? I mean, the C's and the S's absolutely go crazy. I mean, the D's, not so much, you know. They're going, that's your job, right? I mean, and so even when you have that little assessment filled out to find out what their personality profile is, sometimes the person will go, they're a D. Just mark the file. And if they're spending about 35 minutes doing it, it's only supposed to take 5 minutes, take it away. Just say they're a C so that you know right off the bat. So just finding out who your people are. How about 10 things they love about their house? 10 things they love. In other words, do your marketing in their eyes. I mean, listen to your people. Give them the service that they want. Listen to what they're all about. I'm telling you something, it'll make a huge, huge difference. Happy birthday cards. Part of the systems, the client care team puts them on the desk of the agents that have the clients of the birthday, so it's automatically done. Pictures of their house, postcards are done, put in the kit before closing, so a picture of their house, the new address card, once again. You know what, I don't think we have to do extraordinary things. I think we have to do ordinary things extraordinarily well, right? So this whole presentation, it's a lot of little stuff, but I tell you what, it can mount up to be quite a big deal. Free moving boxes. So, what's the biggest, a couple of the biggest words there are, is the two of the biggest money-saving opportunities there are is depersonalize and declutter, right? Depersonalize and declutter. So I come to the house with a package of these boxes, 10 of them, 10 in a bundle, and they're like this, and I bring in them, and I sit down and say, listen, I got you a box of 10 to help you get started with this money-saving opportunity. Money-saving opportunity. And we have plenty more back at the office. If you need any more, just let us know. Now, I'll tell you something with these boxes. They don't throw them away. They don't throw them away. Never throw them away. At least I can't. I don't think they ever, because I always see them in the house when I go back to list. And there they are, lined up across their garage, lined up across their basement. It's like building blocks, right? They're all the same size. And there's your name. Boom, 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 boom. So you're providing exceptional customer service, and you're getting such staying power with your name. Moving boxes is just a way to provide service to your people. Lady came up to me a few years ago, said that I used to plow her driveway when I was 17 years old. I had a snowplow business back then. And I plowed her driveway. And I remembered her because her driveway went this way, and I went that way across her yard with the truck. And so I do remember her, and she did remember me. But she found these boxes broken down at an apartment building in Fridley. And she said, and she looked at the mom, she says, I know that guy. He did this to our yard. I think we need to talk to him. Ended up selling them a beautiful home. So, and the guy that prints the boxes sold his $1 million home. Okay? What do you think of that, Anthony? So, you know what? They've never cost me a dime in the first place. So, the free moving trucks, something I've done for the last 20 years. I've had 3 of them. I got 2 of them now. But what a great way to brand yourself, to create that celebrity status in your neighborhood, the free moving trucks. So it just keeps them coming. There's my beautiful Ruth, my buyer's agent Ruth. Once again, see the attire, the Team Firnstahl logo wear. So, and then Sunday cups. They look like ice cream, but it's a floral cup. You get done with the listing presentation, part of the system automatically goes out. So, takeaways, how to answer your phone in an amazing way, right? How to answer your phone in an amazing way. 30-day satisfaction surveys, right? 30-day satisfaction surveys. DISC, pay attention to who your clients are. And always find ways to stand out. You know, this young man, I'm going to end with this. This young man came up to Socrates. And he said to Socrates, he said, you know, he said, you're the wisest man in the world. And I would love to have the wisdom you have. Socrates took this man, and he took him behind the head, see? And he kind of walked him into the water, and the water's kind of splashing up here on him, right? And he took him, and he pushed him down, and he put his head down in the water like this. And he's going like this, he's going like this, and he's going like, and all of a sudden the guy broke his grip from Socrates. He broke his grip. He stood up, and he says, you know what? I don't get it. I asked you for all the knowledge in the world, and you try to drown me? Socrates looks at the young man and he says, young man, when you want knowledge as bad as you wanted oxygen, that's when it's all going to happen to you. So I end with this. You have the most amazing tools I think that have ever been put together. I mean, you have AMP, you have BAM, you have SLAM. You have all the stuff there is to create absolutely amazing experiences. My question to you is, how bad do you want it? Thank you very much.
Jeff, if you'll stay there, let's take and ask any questions for Jeff while you're up there. There was a lot of people taking pictures of your slides.
All right.
So Jeff, what's one thing you're doing differently today as a team than you were doing, say, 2 years ago? How has your team evolved and changed?
Well, the team shrunk up a bit. I mean, I spent a lot of time in the wood shop. So, and after 42 years of selling real estate, why not, right? So I don't have 4 client care anymore. I've got 1.5. They're amazing. But I tell you what, they're completely empowered. I've completely empowered them to take care of everything for me. I mean, they take care of everything. And but they're empowered to do that. And they feel good when they have that power. And that makes the team, that makes everything run. So just empowering the team, yeah. Yeah.
Wait for there's a mic, please. If you have a question, just raise your hand. We have a couple mics. We'll run them over to you.
So you obviously create an amazing environment. How do you keep your team to do the things you want them to do? And when they don't do them, how do you handle corrections?
Okay, so that's a great question. How do we hold accountability? Well, one of the first things I do with my team, with my client care, is every 9 o'clock I have a huddle. Okay, so I meet with Alexis and I meet with Kelsey if they're both in. Sometimes they're not both in, and I ask them, "What's going on? What are we doing? What do I have? What do I need to do today? Right? What's going on?" So that keeps us all on the same page and keeps things intact. So, yep. And also go through with my buyer's agents the same thing. This is nothing new to you guys, but we do the huddles. So the huddles with the buyer's agents are at 9:30, but that's how you hold them accountable and make sure that they're doing what they have made a commitment to do based on our core values, and one of them being integrity. And so, you know, if they tell me they're going to do their calls, they're going to do their points of rhythm, and they don't do them, I just look at them and I say, I mean, one of our values is integrity. If you're not going to do it, just tell me. I mean, just at least we can say you have integrity. Just say I'm not going to do any calls tomorrow, right? And then we've got the integrity thing covered. We got other issues, but we have integrity. So, yeah. But Patty, thank you. You saved me. No, I know you do, Bob.
Jeff, do you still go on listing appointments?
I do listing appointments, yeah. Yeah. The black shirts. We just picked a color and made it work. And it just, when people come in, they feel like they've come into a place of business. I mean, IBM, where they all wear blue, you know, they've come into a place of business. Disney members, right? They call them cast members, right? They don't call them employees, they call them cast members. And when they're in character, they're in costume. When they're out of costume, they don't have to be in character anymore. And so that's why we don't call our teammates, we don't call them assistants. We call them client care coordinators, because no one wants to deal with an assistant. And so we keep them all looking professional when people come in. Matter of fact, I will typically have someone sit in our entryway for 5 minutes if I can, right? While they wait to see me. And why do I do that? Here's why I do that. I want them to see how a great team operates. I want them to hear the my pleasure attitude. I want them to see Alexis holding the baby that's brought in. They'll hold the baby for an hour, and I don't care how long. See, we take care of our clients when they come in. I want them to see how a well-run team works. So I love it when they sit and watch for maybe 5 minutes. You can't keep them waiting too long, right? But enough so that they know that they've arrived at a serious place of business. Everything that's on there will be put into, a lot of it already is, but
Right.
it'll be put into, right? Yes.
Okay, great. So you had the folders where you put their personalities and everything.
Yeah, that's a file folder, so it shows that I'm 62. So you young people are going, really? You can put that on Dropbox, you know, right? Which we do. We got that covered too. But I just know how some of you are thinking on that.
Okay, but
Chrissy's going.
Do you have
folders?
like a description on each one of the tasks inside, or do you,
No, it's just got the folders, and I didn't bring that part for the presentation because I think those folders are kind of, I still have them because I'm old. But yeah, we had those 3-ring binders were all tabbed out. And then I had them right there in the personality profile up on top, so that when anybody came in the office, anybody called in, or any one of my buyer's agents or client care can pull it and go, this guy's a D. And sometimes we'd put a little fire behind it. They just know, don't, you know. And then if they're a C, work out the net sheet, find some change. I mean, you know, just, and 52 cents. And they go, yeah, I know, but I'm just, you know, right? Right? Watch and pay attention to who your audience is. Yeah. You guys have been a fun group. All right, thank you.